out to that third outside zone, transitioning into that final. Ken Gushi with that straight line approach. Achilles gripping up. That powers out the piece of the bay. That supercharged Corvette.
So St. Louis was the first round, and coming off of that, I definitely feel that we're headed in the right direction. 2019 was a little bit rough in that I was never 100% happy with the car, and I think that I'm a pretty smart guy, and the car was outsmarting me. So being able to kind of take a step back during the off season and test as much as I did, I feel like the car is at a place where it's ready to win. Like, the car can beat anybody. It's just up to me if I'm gonna be able to grab it by the horns, wrangle it in, and take that win. So if you guys didn't know, Formula Drift is the pinnacle of drifting. It's the big stage, right? It's main stage for drifting.
Coming from California, but the Northern California variety from San Jose, the 777, the Beast from the Bay, the Falcon Tires, pedal commander for La Corvette. It is Matt Field. Feel the heat wave from Matt Field.
You gotta be on your game the first run pulling your car out of the trailer now, because all these drivers are world class.
There are your top 16 drivers. Are you ready to send it? St. Louis, make some noise! St. Louis.
I like this place. It's cool. It's an interesting track because it's very difficult. And then that shows with the battles, because I'm sure you guys saw a ton of carnage, crashing, wall hits, people flying off and walling their cars into the tires, dumb mistakes, epic battles. So I was to face Dylan Hughes, and I mean, this dude he's badass. He builds his own car, he builds a hell of a nice car, and he can wheel 100%.
Getting jumped off the line, not jumped, but a gap already created out of the gate in that first out.
I was to lead first, and I knew that I needed to lay out a fast and solid lead run.
Inside zone 1, now transitioning into 2. Here comes Dylan Hughes. Now you can see he's gaining some ground. Can he maintain it though? Wide swing into the outside zone 3. Couple car lengths between them. Now coming into that very tricky scenario and situation. Dylan Hughes gets to the side of him. Looks like Matt Field slams up that hill. Want to take a look at this again. Was there contact, or they just rocket up at that? Because you got to imagine they go from flat up to that bank.
I crossed the finish line, but immediately my car shut down and Dylan came and smashed into the side of me.
Oh man, Field's car taking a big whack here. Getting aggressive. This is what I would expect here in top 16, just going for it. A little bit of damage to both cars, but hopefully not their driving style. Definitely not right into the gate. Dylan Hughes, you can see that door ding. More than a door ding, a door bash. Dylan Hughes, royal purple BMW, Matt Field center punches with that Falcon Tires Corvette. Let's see how they handle this transition into that final outside zone. Matt Field, again, seeing that angle, we've seen the front on. I like to see the overhead to see where they position their cars.
We finished the run, and honestly, I thought I might have won, but I found with drifting, it's the whole package, right? Like, if you're out there struggling, your car's running like shit, the judges know. Even if you kind of win or slightly win or maybe one more time, it's everything, right? You got to look good, sound good, drive good, win properly. So we lost that. And going into Sunday, I knew, okay, if the car is going to be good, I just have to stay focused.
Will lead, Farooq giving chase. There goes Matt Field in that first outside.
Now, Farooq is from Northern California, and him and I have a bit of a history. We had a battle way back when where I muscled him off the track, and I lost because of it because I was driving like a dick. So, but since then, I'm much more mature and focused, and determined to only do what I need to do to win the battle, right? So, gotta drive smart, gotta drive hard, but don't blow it.
Zone, Farooq, bit shallow, doesn't get all the way out to the outside zone. Oh, shallows up quite a bit there as well. A very tight approach on that front flip.
On my lead run, I knew we had a big advantage because Farooq made a large mistake coming into the inner clip. I actually saw him over there when he's supposed to be over there.
And Matt Field continues on in that Falcon Tire drift cave. Pedal Commander Corvette crossing the finish line. And there he goes. So Farooq trying to work it out there, but not the right line, unfortunately, in that chase position, Ryan.
Yeah.
I was just hoping that he didn't smash into my car. He didn't, so thank you, Farooq. We finished the run, so I knew I only had to do what I needed to do to be able to win the battle.
She just dips that back right, shreds off some body parts, and now into that second outside zone. Massive angle there from Farooq. Center punches that front flip there. We saw a lot of that yesterday. Now coming to this outside zone. Oh, buddy, Farooq. That's gonna be a hard one to follow, Ryan. I mean, you can see Farooq. Seems like Matt just said, "All right, I'm just gonna back off." Matt Field, as does Ryan Lontaine, and
segments of competition. But we know Matt Field, he's an event winner, he's
Yep.
a charger, he's willing to put everything
whoa!
against it. Here we
Look
go.
at that entry there from Frederick Osbo and Matt Field tucking in. He is getting blinded by that Nitto Tire smoke, but he still holds on to it. Does center punch that front flip, but that was the line that they talked about in the drivers, meaning you compromise your angle or proximity. Ooh, a little shimmy there, might have hit the wall. Gonna have to look at that again. Matt Field, who got knocked out in 16 yesterday by Dylan Hughes, wants to come back, and he'd love to take out the current points leader. That would shift things up very quickly as far as points go. Ryan, well, hopefully we can pick that up or just blow right off. Here we go, back to the action, the second run of this battle. Matt Field will now lead. Oh, what's going on here? Was that, was there contact?
As soon as I pulled out of the box and started my flick, he was right next to me, and I hit my left rear wheel to his right front wheel.
Yeah, the lead driver does have the right of way to initiate however they want. The chase driver needs to allow them to do that. So
It damaged my suspension, I shut it down, he shut it down, and the judges ruled in our favor that he was impeding because there's a rule in Formula Drift that says you can initiate side by side, but it's at your discretion. They want us to do nose to tail. So that meant we had to fix the car again and get back out there because the next battle was going to be against Ken Gushi.
Here we go, Matt Field, Ken Gushi. There's Matt Field, there's that initiation, so he's back at it again with the...
So this year, Ken Gushi is actually in a brand new Toyota Supra. New car for him. So automatically right there, I'm like, all right, we got a bit of an advantage. This is year 3 in the Corvette. It's feeling better than ever. This is probably like the 4th time that Ken's driven his car. But not assume that he's going to be a slouch, right? He's an amazing driver with a pretty fast car.
Corvette swing, but Ken Gushi does not back down. Allows him the distance. Oh, Ken Gushi lacking the angle, but Matt Field brings it around the Beast of the Bay out to that third outside zone, transitioning into that final. Ken Gushi with that straight line approach. The Achilles gripping up. And Matt Field powers out the Beast of the Bay. That supercharged Corvette running and gunning, Ryan. But it's going to clear out that smoke a lot easier. Mother Nature Zamboni, there we go. Ken Gushi throws it in gangster, but the Beast in the Bay in that Corvette, the Drift Cave vehicle, the Falcon Tire livery, bringing it around into that third outer zone, transitioning through. Let's see how they handle the all too critical last outside zone. Ken Gushi overcooks it, burns the meatloaf. You see him throwing up some dirt. Ryan, love seeing Ken Gushi out here in this Toyota Supra. I'm feeling for him, man. I think he needs a rest. I think he's just gonna lay down for 2 weeks until Seattle, man. He looks like he is hurt, to be honest.
It was all good up until the last corner. Again, the last corner, like I was saying about St. Louis track, it's a little bit awkward. He flew off the track, I didn't. I crossed the finish line. That right there, regardless if he would have flown off the track, I don't know, but he made it easy for the judges. They gave me the win, and we were moving on to the final 4.
Denofa, Matt Field in the Falcon Tires Drift Cave. Woo! Pedal Commander Corvette.
And Chelsea's my boy. We drive together a lot, and we push each other a lot. And almost every time we're on track, there's contact.
And Chelsea Nova chasing him down, the gold nose in the rear view.
But I figured that Chelsea's car was the fastest. He was the most aggressive, he was driving on point, and I knew that I could not give that dude an inch or he was going to be gone and our weekend was going to be over right there.
The HGK body kit swinging around as Chelsea, look at the proximity of Denofa, comes around. Wow, Matt Field getting really tight to that wall line on that flick from 3 to 4. He brings it under the bridge is where he drew some blood.
I came up a little bit short into that zone, so I wasn't extremely happy with my lead run, which is a bit of a bummer because my lead runs have been super solid like throughout the whole track all weekend. So I knew, okay, I'm gonna have to win it with my chase run.
He is coming in hot. Both these guys with a lot of bravado, and talk about it. Look at, man, pedal commander. He is throwing it on the pedal. Talk about a brick. Woo! Doctor, look at this.
And I think this battle was absolutely insane. I was pushing him off the track, basically. I was faced with the situation. I either lift and give him room, or I push my tire on his door and possibly push him off the track a little bit. I pushed him right off. Going into it, I did the same thing that I did with Ken. Clutch kicked right up against Chelsea, and right there I was just like, all right.
Look at this. Yes, sir. Hitting all the outside zones. Oh, Matt Field going. Looks like he wanted a T-bone steak for dinner, and Chelsea Denofa is on the platter.
The last ditch effort, I came into the outer zone, the last outer zone, and it's basically you either transition and slow up and give them room and risk losing that way, or you send it in and hope that they're not there. I sent it in, he was there, smashed him with the right front, and we lost the battle.
Contact. At first glance, it looks like he did overcook it.
I definitely had it won up until that point too. So, two things to take away from that. One, our car is extremely competitive and very fast. And two, I need to forget that my head can get a little too big at times. Bring it back in, make sure it still fits in my helmet, stay focused, drive smart. Gotta drive smart. I was not driving smart with Chelsea. I was driving like an asshole.
Matt Field, Falcon Tire, Drift Cave, Pedal Commander, Corvette. In that first outside zone, Ryan.
So, fortunately, my car wasn't totaled. Either was Ryan Turek's, and that's who we were going up against for the third place battle.
That first outside zone, Ryan Turk fills all of it. Matt Field, no big deal, diving through that Nitto Tire smoke trail.
Ryan, I mean, he was killing it. He just came off a second place the night before, so he had a bunch of battles under his belt. His car is definitely fast and epic, so I knew again this was going to be a hell of a battle.
And now into the third outside zone, a little shimmy there by Ryan Turk. Handle it, flirting with that wall. It's Ryan Turk allowing Matt Field. Ryan, we always say it. You can only have a good chase run if you have a good lead run. And Ryan Turk put it in all the right places, but Matt Field shadowed him wherever he went. Teal.
I had an awesome lead run, so I was proud of that. And my spotter Daniel said, okay, it's just, do your thing, do what you gotta do. It was nice to hear that, there wasn't any like, hey, you did that. Or there was no little intricacies. It was just, lay it out, man, good luck.
He shall receive. Here it is. Wow, Matt Field, that wide swing there, but Ryan Turk allows him to cross over into that second outside zone. Matt Field flicks it in. Let's see if he's got that right line on the front clip. Just a little bit outside. Here in that third outside zone, transitioning into the final zone. How's Matt Field handle it? Man, he is all deep. Woo! Here's Max. Oh man, that was a really well executed run there, Ryan, by both the drivers. Ryan, I would not be surprised if this goes one more time. I mean, that was straight up.
So my follow was pretty solid. I wasn't quite as aggressive as I was with Chelsea, trying to learn my lesson, and I was a little bit careful kind of on the last part of the track because I just made that mistake with Chelsea. I think that's where I kind of left a little bit on the table. And I think Ryan did the same thing because the judges gave us a one more time.
Place, the Type S third place battle, official lighting of Formula Drift. Lights are barely coming on here. Look at that, Matt Field doesn't give him any room for comfort. But then he has to back off a little bit. Let's see this line, this setup, barely nicks it. That front clip, third outside zone. Let's see how they handle this fourth outside zone. That X factor. Ooh, Matt Field looks like he's going to T-bone once again, but no. Throws some more angle at it, drops into formation. like a Blue Angel. Let's take a look at it here once again.
Well,
So is he going to live free or is he going to die? Here we go. Nice job there by Matt Field. Tapping the brakes, allowing Ryan Turk to gain that proximity transition. Ryan Turk now getting all the way out to that second outside zone, bringing around that front clip. Matt Field avoids it. Ryan Turk takes it out. Let's see that X Factor. What do you got, fellas? Oh, man. Didn't see the plus. A little bit of a late flick from Turk.
But we both turned it up. We both had another pair of amazing runs, like lead versus lead, chase versus chase. It was super close. I think that Ryan's car just had a little bit more in it because leaving the inner clip on my chase, he put a little bit of a gap between us. Not much, but some. And then when he was chasing me, his tire was right to my door basically the whole time leaving that inner clip. And that's such an important part of the track. And it's so important when it comes to car setup. So I'll say, losing that and getting fourth place was a bit of a bummer, but at the same time, to see how far the car has come from last year is awesome. Like, that's a victory in its own. By the way, we're going into Seattle, where my car is always insane. It's very, very fast around the banks. And to see that it's better already at these slower tracks where maybe it struggled a little bit, I know that it's going to be amazing there. So I'm excited for that, looking forward. But all in all, not a bad St. Louis.